What's going on, Show the Art fanatics? How y'all doing? Good. So before we start this dope-ass podcast, just a few words from our sponsors. Hey, sponsor, say something.
This is Chimera Coffee speaking. Buy my coffee. It's very good for you. There's nootropics in it. It'll help you think more clearly. Go to chimeracoffee.com and type in the coupon code SHOWTHEART, and you will save some money because we love those guys and they're cool.
Cool as hell.
And if we love them and you love them, we're all in it together.
Let's all just love each other.
That's it. Chimera Coffee.
Love this shit.
Yeah.
Good to go. What is going on, guys? You're listening to the Show the Art podcast. We're your hosts, Ames and Abe. Abe.
Yes.
How you feeling, Doug?
I'm good, man. How are you?
You good?
Yeah.
Really good?
How was your Thanksgiving?
It was pretty good, man. Busy.
Yeah.
Like, we were going to my family, then her family, the wifey's family. So
Nice.
I slept a lot after that. How about you?
I slept.
Let's get
my-
right
my
into it.
shit.
Hey, what do we got on deck today, brother?
Today we have a friend of mine, a guy from California. He trains. He's a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. He's a weightlifter, bodybuilder, I guess you can say, right? Vegan.
Yeah.
Wu Tang Pete on Instagram. What's up, man?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good, man. Good. Thanks for jumping on with us, man.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Love this
Let's
love
get
the podcast.
Yeah, man. Let's get right into it. The dopest thing is your name, man. Wu Tang Pete.
How did that come about?
Yeah, man. How'd you get that?
I know. It's, a lot of people ask me. It's not even jiu-jitsu related.
Probably. I didn't
Like,
think it would be.
Yeah, I had this. I got this nickname. I used to like paintball with my older brothers and like all their friends, and we were on like a semi-professional paintball team like way back in. I was like a freshman in high school, so
Oh, wow.
I was the youngest one. I was the youngest one on the team. But we all were trying to come up with these really fast nicknames just to yell at each other. Because like we would play the speedball, the little blow up bunkers.
Okay.
And it was like the small little courses, and we just wanted to yell fast names. And I don't know, I just chose Wu Tang because it's quick.
It is
quick,
quick.
and it's quick and easy to remember.
And it's badass.
Yeah, and then like I didn't think it would stick really, and you make like an AOL like name at the time, and it was Wu Tang.
That's how you picked up the honeys, Wu Tang Pete.
Yeah, and it wasn't. Yeah, and it wasn't. I didn't think it was gonna be like, oh, this is gonna stick forever. And then like I made it Instagram, and like you never think someone's gonna call you by your Instagram name.
That's so funny.
And then
man.
if it's on
Yeah, and then all
Instagram,
of a
that's
sudden-
who you're known as.
Yeah,
That's it.
man.
Yeah, but at the time, Instagram was small. When you make your first name,
True. There's
and then it stuck, and I was like, oh well.
there's no turning back now, man.
Yeah.
I actually thought before we talked, I was wondering, like, I wonder how you got it. I thought, like, you maybe, like, tapped someone out and just yelled, Wu-Tang Pete, ain't nothing to fuck with. I thought you just saying that out.
I know. I had it for a long time before jiu-jitsu, so it wasn't. I know everybody thinks it's gonna be a way cooler story. I'm like, no,
It's so cool, though. Paintball's still a
Yeah.
badass sport.
yeah.
Why did you pick Wu Tang at the time?
We were just listening to a lot of Wu Tang,
Okay. Straight up. you're just a
Yeah, good
fan.
enough.
Okay.
and it had to be something like quick and easy to remember.
True.
Everybody remembers Wu Tang, so
No,
it's-
yeah, that is true.
And you know what? That does sound like a sort of military like tag name. Wu-Tang!
yeah,
Wu-Tang!
it does.
Yeah, that does,
Yeah.
right? I can
Yeah.
imagine
From
somebody
the slums of
yeah,
Shaolin, Wu-Tang Pete.
That's it, man.
Yeah,
And
man.
then but
Yeah.
it doesn't apply to jiu-jitsu now, so I guess it's kind of cool, like protect your neck, and
Yeah, true.
I really like the Dars and the Shaolin, so like
Nice.
it kind of fits now, but that was, I guess I just grew into the name.
Yeah, man. So let's get into that. Let's talk about like your journey into jiu-jitsu. When did you start? How did it come to fruition?
I started training jiu-jitsu. My dad was a black belt in karate,
Okay.
and I started martial arts through that, like on and off, my whole life. I never really stuck to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got older, like 18, I started like really going back into training martial arts with him.
Okay.
And then I had a huge falling out with him, like big old beef between him and my mom. And I'm a mama's boy, so I chose my mom's side.
Okay.
And she's all, I don't want you training with him anymore. She's all, sign you up for any gym in town.
Oh shit!
And I was like, all right. And there's an MMA gym around, and I was like, I kind of like this like MMA grappling thing.
Okay.
So I went over there, and she signed me up, and then I started doing basically like kickboxing, conditioning, jiu-jitsu. I started out doing all that, and but then I was like, I'm tired of getting punched in the face. This is stupid.
It's not worth it.
You know, yeah. I was like, this is too hard. So I really started just to do just the jiu-jitsu, and you know, I fell in love with that. And then that was my old gym.
Okay.
And then I found it closed down, and I was training out of my garage for about 6 months. Just me and like 10 guys were just training out of my garage.
Dope. That's dope, man.
And we had my garage was all matted, and we were just had guys fighting out of it. Like they would fight amateur MMA fights.
That's badass, man. The dungeon.
So
and then
now you're at
then
Paragon,
I found
right?
Paragon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I went. I saw that Paragon opened up in my town, and I was like, all right, I really want to do jiu-jitsu. And then they were like, yeah, we train twice a day, every day, all day. Like basically everybody there was about the jiu-jitsu life. So once I started there, I fell in love with it.
Nice, man. And then how did you get into competing? Like I you know, we met like last year in the summer, something like that, when I traveled to California. That was pretty cool. That was actually the funny thing is when I went to California, I knew who you were on Instagram just because the community is small, right?
True.
And then when we got there, I was like, oh shit, that's you.
Use Wu-Tang.
Yeah. And like, it's not like you're the most famous Instagram guy in jiu-jitsu. It's just that's how small the community is. And when I met you, I was like, oh shit. So I had already knew that like you compete often and you're good. So how did you get into jiu-jitsu competition?
Well, I started pretty early. Like when I was a white belt, I started competing. But I would only do about 2 a year for like that first year, and then my second year at blue belt. And then when I switched over to Paragon, I was like, you know what, I really like competing, so I wanted to do it a lot more. And my coach Lance Glenn, he just got his black belt when I started there.
Okay.
So he really wanted to hit the circuit hard.
Dope.
And at the time, I had a really flexible job. Like I was a caregiver.
Okay.
So I would work like 16-hour shifts and then be off for like 3 days, and then 16-hour shifts. So basically, I would just have like the weekends off, and I would just have all this money because I was still living with my mom.
Yeah. Clutch.
So I was like, might as well just go compete every weekend.
Yeah,
and me and him would just hit it, basically just living on couches, living in the car.
Yeah, and you travel all over the place, right? Like when we met in San Diego, but you live like 5 hours away or something like that, right?
Yeah, I live 2.5 hours north of LA, so to get to San Diego is probably about 5.5.
Ooh.
Yeah, 6. And well, I'm fortunate. I have a pretty fuel efficient car, I guess. that helped out a lot.
A little hybrid.
But yeah, I have a hatchback, and what I would do is a lot of the time I would just go drive out somewhere, and my seats fold flat. And I have a little air mattress, so I would sleep in my car a lot before tournaments.
Nice.
I would just drive down there, sleep in my car, wake up, compete.
Dude, that's crazy,
drive back.
man. That's awesome.
That's what people call the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of the times, because I'd work like a Sunday night, I'd have to go compete, drive straight back. And my work is, I would work an hour north of where I work.
Oh.
I mean, of where I live.
Yeah.
So I would have to drive an hour north from LA, go straight into work, and then work like a 16-hour.
That's crazy.
But to most people, it looked like I didn't work at all.
Yeah.
like I got that a lot from people like back in 2014, 2015. They'd be like, "Do you have a job?"
Yeah,
like,
hater,
you know,
I do.
But I didn't. My job was also. Oh shit! My alarm's going off. I'm already awake.
Are you one of those guys that everybody always sees at every jiu-jitsu competition, and they're like, "I know this guy.
I try.
I see him.
I try.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because there's a bunch of people like on the East Coast. Every time I go to a tournament, whether it's an IBJJF tournament or like a local Naga or whatever, I always see familiar faces. I don't know necessarily who everybody is, but I know some people. But there's some familiar faces.
I see.
Are you one of those familiar faces?
Damn right.
Yeah, because yeah, and I also like to go anytime our kids compete.
Yeah,
I help out with our kids program. So
nice.
if it's a kids tournament, I'm there. If it's an adult tournament, I'm there. If my coach is competing, I like to be there.
Damn.
Yeah.
If any of my teammates are there, like as long as I can get the the day off.
Now, what is
I
your
try
motivation to compete all over the place and just travel and spend a lot of your time training jiu-jitsu, competing? What is your motivation to do all this?
I just love it. I like the scene. I like being there and just hanging out with people. Like it's like seeing those familiar faces every weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Nice,
the Acai Bowls.
Those are the best, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So how do you manage doing all the jiu-jitsu? And I hear as well that you're NPC, like a bodybuilder as well. Like, so how do you put all those things together?
Yeah, this year I just started that.
Dope,
I did my first physique show.
Okay.
And so I had to basically not take some time off from competing, but I competed a little less. Like last year I competed about 20 times.
Mm-hmm.
This year I only did about 6.
Okay.
Just because my weight was going, all over the place.
Yeah,
like
man.
this year alone, like I weighed in for an IBJJF tournament in the beginning of the year. I was about 147, and then plus my gi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But by the end of the year, like I was about 174.
Oh wow, that's a big.
Yeah.
When I was like bulking.
Yeah.
So
dude.
like, it was there's been a pretty big like weight difference.
Yeah.
Like
man.
so far.
Yeah. So how did you get into that? What motivated you or inspired you to get into bodybuilding?
You go from jiu-jitsu to bodybuilding physique tournaments.
I dig it.
I have a friend that was doing it, and I went and I watched because I just was like, oh, I'm gonna go to watch him compete because I just like supporting people like that.
Yeah.
And I went out there and he won a trophy, and I was like, damn, dude, I've been in jiu-jitsu for like 5 years and I never won a trophy.
I won a trophy.
That's literally what I thought, and I was like, I want to do that.
That's dope. That's crazy. We just had one of my boys, one of the coaches, along with me. He's a powerlifter / bodybuilder. So it's kind of cool that we have like you as well, or you're a dual athlete, because those are two different sports. Very, very hard too. Bodybuilding's a tough thing, man, especially once competition starts kicking in or you get closer.
Yeah.
The diet, the cardio you got to do, man, it's tough, dude.
What are some of the differences in diet? I mean, you're a vegan, right?
Yeah.
So that's another tough thing.
The world's most interesting man.
Oh my god. So what are some of the differences you have to face when approaching a jiu-jitsu competition as opposed to a bodybuilding competition? Nutritionally.
I would kind of like describe it as like basically for jiu-jitsu, like we cram our like cut into about like 3 days. Whereas like the bodybuilding cut's about like 8 weeks. But it's almost like the same thing, just stretched out. Which
man.
Makes it a lot more miserable.
Yeah, dude. The discipline, I give any bodybuilder, competing or not, just a lot of props, because it takes a lot, man. Just because you're doing the same thing every single time, and your diet has to be on point. Like when your boys are going out to eat at a diner or a restaurant, you got to make sure you bring your scale. My boys used to bring a scale.
Yeah,
man, that's rough.
Yeah. I got mine. I keep one in my car. We got like 3 in my kitchen. I got one in my backpack.
Yeah, dude. It's tough, man. Those pocket ones is like $11 at Amazon Prime.
Damn.
But also being vegan, like it's not like a lot of the time. Like I would still always go out with my friends to eat, but most of the time there's not even food for me anyway. So
that's true. That's tough, man.
So you bring your little lunchbox to the Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah. So how do you get most of your protein in?
I have protein. I take Nutrisuma.
Okay.
So I get about, but that's only a little bit of it. I eat a lot of black beans.
I see. Dope.
A lot of garbanzo beans, quinoa, lentils. So there's a good amount of protein just in that.
Dope,
sure,
man. Cool, man.
Now, what are some tips you can give as far as cutting weight for jiu-jitsu? Because there's a lot of people that are in jiu-jitsu, that are in MMA, that listen to this podcast. What are some tips you can give to those guys?
Well, it depends how much weight they have to cut. Like now that I did a bodybuilding show, I'm like, I don't think I'll ever cut weight for jiu-jitsu again.
Brutal.
I know. I was like, but you know, it's easy if you just keep. You got to take out all processed foods. You'll lose a lot of weight just doing that.
True.
And then just only drinking water. Like, I think all the people don't drink enough water. If you're going up to your jiu-jitsu competition, you should probably be drinking around like 1.5 gallons, 2 gallons, and then a couple days before start switching to distilled water. That distilled water probably the day before, because then you'll just pee all that out really quick. And then there's a lot of little, like, you know, well, that's why I like the bodybuilding, because basically every day I was learning something new when I was, you know, cutting like that.
True.
Like my coach, I had a coach, so he would tell me different things, and then all of a sudden, you know, it's like day by day you see like a huge difference in your body. It was crazy.
Yeah, man.
And so he taught me like different things. Like there's like the distilled water trick, and then, you know, cut out all the sodium, and then we had like sodium loading. Sorry, I had to close my garage door.
I thought you fell. Like you bust your ass.
No, well, I mean, I guess I could talk about this, but
yeah, man.
My garage is my gym.
Oh, I was gonna ask, like down the road. I was like, is that where you train your garage? So that answers that.
Yeah, because I was in my kitchen, but my garage door was open, and I could feel the cold coming in. Yeah, if you look at my Instagram, like a lot of people think I have like a really like legit like studio.
Yeah.
But it's actually my garage.
Nice and simple, man.
It's just the lens of your camera making it a lot bigger than it is.
Yeah,
right?
it's the fisheye. It's
the fisheye, the shade. I mean, the lighting,
the angles.
Yeah,
I got it all down.
Professional.
Yeah, man. It's dope because you're touching on a lot of different things in life that people find very challenging. Doing a martial art, competing in a martial art. Doing weightlifting, competing in bodybuilding, physique, you know, like that's a completely different realm. You're a vegan. A lot of people don't become vegans because they think it's too hard.
Yeah.
You know, they want to be, they like everything that goes along with it, but it's too hard for them, quote unquote. So it's awesome that you're touching on so many different things in life, and you travel. You do a lot of things that a lot of people want to do. That's very inspiring.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's well, I'm like the worst vegan, because like most vegans are always trying to preach it to other people.
Yeah.
and they're always like, "How's being vegan?" I'm like, "It sucks. It's hard."
You're the vegan we need.
I know, dude. I'm like, I don't post all those pictures of animals getting slaughtered or anything. Like,
thank you. By the way,
I'm more just like, nah, dude, it sucks. You don't want to do it.
You're not about this life.
You're pushing people away from the team.
Yeah. But then like a lot of people do it. I think. Or some people, I've still convinced a couple people, but
nice.
Just you know, it's more like because they see how healthy I got from it.
Yeah. So what convinced you, or what got you into becoming a vegan?
Into joining that cult?
Yeah.
I was vegetarian for about 3 years before I went vegan, and then I was vegetarian, and when I was, you know, what I was looking at is I was already vegetarian. I was like, if I'm an athlete, I shouldn't be eating, you know, the only things that separated me from being vegan and vegetarian was milk and cheese and butter. And I was like, if I'm an athlete, I shouldn't be eating those anyway.
Sure, yeah. I was going to ask what's the difference, but there you go. I get it.
Yeah, it's all vegans, no animal products at all. So no eggs, no milk, no cheese.
Are you vegans? Do they eat fish at all or no?
No fish, no meat.
Okay.
Damn.
Do you take fish oil?
No.
He's a vegan.
I was testing
He's trying to catch you. He's trying to catch you.
Yeah. You're trying to catch me up.
trying to
I'm gonna lose some. You trying to make me lose some followers?
He's a fraud. You fake ass vegan.
Yeah, you're one of the vegans out there that's like, trust me, you don't want to be on this team. It's too hard. Guys.
I know. Yeah. But then, people are like, oh man, what, you saying I can't do it? Maybe I converted some people that way.
I know, you did. Reverse psychology,
that's
baby.
It.
101. Well done, sir.
So what's next for you? What are you doing next? You got a bodybuilding competition? Are you going to jiu-jitsu now?
It'll probably be a couple jiu-jitsu competition. I'll do another physique show probably around spring or summer.
Okay.
Because you can't do them as often as jiu-jitsu because you would just die.
Yeah, absolutely. So, question: want to do like one half mainly jujitsu and then the other half like for the
like
physique?
You mean the year?
Yeah, out of the year, or do you just it's just whatever happens to fall along, I'll do whatever.
Yeah, that's kind of my life.
Cool.
However it falls into place.
Yeah, it is what it is type of thing, right?
Yeah.
Dope, man.
Yeah.
That's
It was because it was hard training jujitsu and competing, like getting ready for my show. Like basically, I stopped training about like 5 days left into my show. Like
Yeah.
so it was hard, like because I still had to do fasted cardio in the morning, and then I had to weight lift, and then like I was still like I'm not gonna not train jujitsu. Like
Yeah.
That's the funnest thing to do.
like because people were like, dude, you should probably not train. Like my weightlifting friends, like they would be like, you probably shouldn't train jujitsu, man. Like you know, you're like a week out, and I'm like, nah, dude, you don't understand.
Yeah, you're not my mom. Don't tell me what to do.
You don't know how much jiu-jitsu is to us.
That's crazy.
But like, it was hard to like train, and then like some days it'd be like a low carb day, and then you know I still got to go in there and be a purple belt.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah,
that is tough.
And then those white belts would come up and be like,
he's starving right now.
Now's my chance.
Yeah.
You know,
pounce on that opportunity.
So how hard is it to step away from jiu-jitsu for that long, for a couple of days? Not many have done it.
I still went in every day. Like I would be in like my hoodie, and like my sweats, and I would be like, you know, just dying, but I'd be watching.
I'll take that's your fasted cardio.
Yeah, just looking at the guys and being like, oh, soon.
No, I can only imagine how grumpy you were within those last few days, man.
It was like I feel bad for the cashiers at the grocery store, man.
Next,
they would talk to me like, and they'd be like, oh, you know, and I would just be so mean. I'd like half the time I'd be like, hey, don't talk to me.
No, because you have no energy.
Yeah,
like some of the coaches that we had that competed, like they don't even want to laugh because they don't want to use up any energy. That's how brutal it gets.
Yeah,
it is tough.
Now, it's like if you caught me on a bad day, it was
we'd be getting choked out.
It's crazy that you're forcing yourself to suffer for this this chance at glory. And some people would say that's kind of counterintuitive. You're a vegan, you're promoting health and vitality, and then you are cutting weight and going the opposite direction for a couple of weeks. So what do you say to those naysayers, to those haters?
It's my life.
Yeah, you go.
Unless it's my mom.
No, there you go. That's
unless it's my mom, then it's a different story.
Now, are you going to compete heavier at jiu-jitsu, or what's going on?
Yeah, I moved up right because I was usually a featherweight all last year, and then I bumped up to lightweight. And then for Nogi Worlds, I actually did middle just because Nogi Worlds was a week after my physique show.
Wow.
And it was like 2 weeks after my physique show, and I was like, dude, I just cut for 10 weeks. I'm not cutting again.
Yeah. No, don't.
So I just did middleweight, but I'm kind of just I think I'm just wherever I fall, I'm going to compete at.
Nice, man. So how do you plan out your weight training pre-competition, or like what is your setup like as you're training, getting ready for competition?
For jiu-jitsu or
for jiu-jitsu.
Right now, because right now I'm more focused on jiu-jitsu. Okay. So I'm training. I train usually. I try to train twice a day jiu-jitsu, and then as far as weightlifting goes, right now I'm just doing basically just keeping it really simple with like the core lifts, like bench, deadlifts, squats, and cleans.
Oh, cool, man.
Basically,
dope.
And then throwing in a little bit of like extra stuff, like. And I always like when I'm training jiu-jitsu, I always like to have like a good back day, just because.
Yeah.
I think that pull in jiu-jitsu.
Hell yeah,
absolutely.
Like if you just did back day and leg day, then you'd be completely fine.
You're straight. Yeah. One of the coaches that I follow, he said you could have someone with a barrel chest, but they won't be the strongest bencher. But if you show me someone with a huge like silverback gorilla back, then they could outlift like almost anyone.
Yeah.
Strong back, man. You don't realize like.
Was
how
that for my
that
Instagram page?
No, it was my dad. It was my dad.
Oh, that was your dad. Because it sounds like something I said.
Nope. You're not my dad.
All right.
So pretty sure it wasn't you, man.
Yeah, I think back is really important in jiu-jitsu. Like, and I'm always thinking about like the different jiu-jitsu moves when I'm lifting. Like even when I'm explaining, because I personal train some people, and they're also like they also do jiu-jitsu, so I like to sometimes relate that to jiu-jitsu, like you're pulling something, or you're deadlifting, you're just arm barring somebody while you're deadlifting. That's what I'm always thinking about when I hit that top position.
What are some back exercises that you think are crucial for every like jiu-jitsu practitioner?
Pull-ups, pull-ups, and pull-ups.
Really, all kinds of pull-ups.
Yeah, dude, pull-ups are definitely. It's probably like the top 3 exercise.
Yeah,
pull-ups, deadlifts, and squats.
Yeah.
If you couldn't do anything else, that's. I try to keep it really, really simple. Mm-hmm. And one of the guys, a Paragon black belt, he wrote a book called Jailhouse Strong. And like I read it right when I first started lifting, mm-hmm. and it was about the guys in jail, basically how they almost have nothing.
Yeah.
But why are they looking so much better? They're so much stronger than everybody else. Mm. It's just keep your workouts simple. And like you don't need all these like fancy machines. And that's how I kind of like started building my garage gym. Was I was like, you don't need like fancy machines. All you need is a pull-up bar, a couple little weights, and then. But now I got like a lot of stuff in here.
Sure. So it does help to have those extra things. But I remember like only like a year ago or a year and a half ago when I first started seeing your page, I noticed you were doing a lot of like calisthenic work. I didn't see a whole lot of weightlifting. I saw a lot of like kind of almost gymnastics style like work on the bar and stuff like that. Is that something that you still do when you're bodybuilding or?
Not when I was bodybuilding, it was really like I had a strict routine from my coach, and it was like what I hated was the arm day, dude. I was like, this is so pointless. But I had to do it. But like that was so pointless to me. I was like, but you have to do. It was almost like, man, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Like I always hated arm day. Like most people love it.
Exactly. All the meatheads are jealous of you.
I know. I was like, dude, this is so stupid right now. What am I doing?
Yeah. Arm muscles are like the least used in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. But I was super into calisthenics. I went to a fitness expo. And I don't know if you've ever seen Battle of the Bars.
Oh, dude, that is crazy.
But, dude, those dudes are like – I saw that, and I was like, what is this?
It is badass, man. Can you describe to the listeners what that is or what you went to?
I would call it like street Olympics, like Olympic gymnastics.
Hood Olympics, go on.
Yeah, Hood Olympics. You got the Hood Olympics. These guys are just doing flips and spins all over bars, muscle ups, and –
it is ridiculous, man.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was like, whoa, this is cool. And I wanted to start doing muscle-ups and all that stuff. And then I went to Santa Monica where they have like all these pull-up bars and rings, and that's where all those guys basically work out.
Nice.
And I met a couple of them, and they helped me out with like learning how to do like a proper muscle-up. And
dope.
One of them was trying to teach me. He's like his name's Travis Brewer.
Okay.
And he's an American Ninja Warrior.
Oh, nice.
And I didn't know that at the time. And like we met him and he was teaching us all his things. And then my friend that I was with, he's like, hey, dude, look who I just found on Instagram. That dude that was helping us. He has like, couple thousand, like 100,000 followers.
No big
He's
deal.
An American Ninja Warrior. He's like super legit. Like this dude's crazy. But yeah, dude, he was just a super, super humble dude. And he's like teaching us how to do it. And, just like the jiu-jitsu community, when you meet those nice people, you get, it makes it really easy to fall in love with, the
What
are
some tips you could give me? Because I've been trying to work on my muscle up game. I just got rings and I'm trying to work on those. What are some tips you can give me as far as muscle ups?
Do you have any like rubber bands? I have those big giant rubber bands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I always like to use those to help get the form down on the muscle up.
On the bar you're talking about.
Yeah, and then once you get the bar down, I think you can start working on the rings.
Okay. So what kind of sets are we looking at? What kind of types of pull-ups are we looking at? Are we looking at just every hand placement possible I'm trying to do?
Yeah, I always like to do wide, but this is the way I liked to when I was really getting into pull-ups.
Yeah.
Take your max, whatever your max is. Like if you can do 10 just to make it easy. Mm-hmm. Take 60% of that, so 6, and do that 10 times a day.
Nice.
So then you do that every other day, And then at the end of like 2 or 3 weeks, redo your max because your pull-up game is going to get a lot stronger.
Sure.
Redo your max, and now all of a sudden you're getting, maybe you can get 20 as your max.
Yeah. Man.
And now take 60% of that and do that 10 times a day.
Ooh.
Nice,
and that's how I got my pull-ups to be basically the best.
Just getting a lot of volume in, right?
Damn.
Yeah,
So,
but it's because you're just doing 60%, but you're still doing right.
Exactly.
But you're doing a lot.
That's dope.
More
so
throughout
you're
the day.
doing six and then rest, then 6 and rest, and 6 and rest, and 6 and rest.
It can honestly, when I was doing it can honestly be just do 10 sets throughout the day, whenever.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
I have a pull-up bar in my kitchen too, like right in the hallway. Dope. And you just go, maybe hit like 6 when you're going over to get some peanut butter.
Yeah.
And then you go back to your room, and then later on hit like 6, and then it's just doing them throughout the day, and then all of a sudden that grows, and that's where I got
that back.
Yeah, especially if you work or you're at the gym all the time, you can even set alarm like every hour. Boom, hour hits, boom, bang it in, and then you're good to go. Yeah, after every class or when the classes are done, after each class, hit up a few sets.
That's how I did it, because at my first gym, I used to work there at the front desk, and the bathroom was way in the back. Yeah. So it's like anytime I had to go to the bathroom, I would go walk by, hit the pull-up bar.
Yeah, I would do the same thing. I would do it inside the bathroom though, so I didn't want to get in trouble at my old job. So like my alarm would hit off, and then I would do pull-ups on the stall. I would get like a towel because it would hurt my hand. I would do pull-ups over there, and then even the push-ups. So every hour, I would just do the. I maxed out and tried to get as many as I could, but doing like 60-70% sounds like a better thing, just because your technique is on point, and you're not like trying to you're not looking like a jackass fish out of water doing pull-ups.
Yeah, we don't get me started on CrossFit.
That's great. Yeah, we'll save that one for another chat.
Yeah, that's how I got my pull-ups.
I bet all the CrossFitters right now listening just got really butthurt. So guys, we apologize. Yeah. Don't stop listening.
I just don't like their pull-ups.
Yeah, like, I get you.
They can do anything else. They can do anything else. I don't care, but it's just I've always liked strict pull-ups.
No, I get you, man. That's
shots fired.
Yeah,
I know. There we go.
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna have a bunch of messages in my.
You just lost 2 followers.
Yeah. At least you do jiu-jitsu and you can defend yourself
exactly.
against those pull-ups.
Yeah.
On that note, bro, we gotta go, man. We're running out of time. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, thanks for jumping on. Yeah. We definitely got to get you on again.
Yeah,
man.
hell yeah.
And if anybody wants to beat my pull-up record of most pull-ups in an hour.
Oh.
What you got, bro?
546.
Oh. Yeah,
you got to Facebook Live it to make it real.
Damn.
I'm not trying to beat that.
How did you... That is impressive, dude.
We'll save that for another time, how he got that. How he did that.
Sure. I can get 46. Yeah. I don't know about the other
Pete, tell people how they can reach you.
My Instagram is Wu Tang Pete. All one word. Mm-hmm. Really easy. If you don't know how to spell Wu-Tang, that's your fault.
Google it.
And then, my Facebook is Wu Tang Pete too, but you don't have to add me on there.
No, we're good on that one.
Cool. Right,
and then my sponsors, Phalanx, that's my main sponsor. Leo Optics, sunglasses, Strength Wraps, which is what I use for my pull-ups. I like that wrist support, especially for muscle ups.
Nice.
And BJJTs and Nutrasuma.
Dope, man.
Damn. This guy's got a lot of sponsors.
Got it going on.
I do a lot of different things. So it's
man, definitely. Props to that, dude.
All right, brother. Thank you.
And follow my Orchid Fitness Club. That's my garage gym.
Yeah.
There you go.
Almost forgot about that.
On Instagram? Is that on Instagram?
Yeah, on Instagram, Orchid Fitness Club.
I'm adding all that right now.
All right, brother. Thank you so much for coming on. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.
We'll get up soon, bro.
Cool, man. Thanks, guys.
Hey, take care, man. Peace.